Good morning. How do I know you, dude?
Through the Better Life Tribe. We talked a little
Okay.
bit on the one-on-one meetups there, so those have been
The
those have been good. Yeah.
Yeah, speed networking. I love them.
Yep. Yep. We've been getting a lot of those scheduled. Been getting those things Wednesdays and Fridays now, every few weeks. So
Yeah. Uh, I love. I don't know. I love the interactivity of the group, and yeah, I think it's super healthy to meet, as many people as you can. I think it adds up.
oh
And
yeah,
then,
yeah.
I'm sort of the opinion that every dollar that you're ever going to make in life is going to come from another human being. So you might as well meet as many of them as you can.
That is true. That is true. So how did you get onto the Better Life tribe and bandwagon there and working with Brandon and everything?
Um, I was a longtime Bigger Pockets contributor. Um,
Hmm.
I have something like 5,000 forum posts on Bigger Pockets forums back in the day. And then,
Hmm.
I'm a longtime real estate investor, so I was on the Bigger Pockets podcast, episode 301. So I met Brandon, and then I photograph every Bigger Pockets conference.
Uh,
Um, so I would see him, and so when he needed somebody who knew the real estate industry and knew cameras and knew his story and him, and wasn't a I'm not a maniacal fan, you know. So it's not like some weird dynamic where I'm like gushing over him. So I think all those things lined up, and he started this new, show and community, and I was really excited about both. So I got moved to Maui and helped him build it.
that was cool. That's cool. So you moved out there for the Better Life Tribe and building that, and yeah, just the scenery there. Yeah.
I didn't have any plans to move to Maui. It was he needed somebody to build a podcast studio and do a mobile podcast, and that's hard to do remote. So I moved out here, and
Right.
it's been a wonderful
Right.
journey, actually.
Yeah, it sounds great. Sounds great. How's your you had your said you were working on a CRM, getting that built out, something specific for you just to dump everybody you meet into. Is that how's that coming along?
Pretty great, actually. I mean, it's a growing process, but it's going pretty great. Yeah,
Hmm.
very helpful. In fact, right now, I can tell because you put it in that you live in Ohio. Is that right? Or you invest in Ohio?
Nice. It is true. That is true.
Yeah. So I got three other friends who um, invest in Ohio that I can introduce you
Ah, nice. Nice.
to. So
Sounds like
that's the
it's up and
purposes.
running then.
It is up and running. Yeah. Um,
Is that going to be
yeah. I paid a bunch of money, had somebody
proprietary or
build
is
it
it?
out.
Yeah.
Nope. No, it's not proprietary. It's called Go High Level. It's one of these platforms where it basically gives you a bones system, and then you build out what you need out of it.
Mm-hmm. That's
Nothing.
cool.
It's as fancy as you make it. Mine's not fancy.
So you can put whatever into it that you want and your features there. Did that take much like
Yeah.
programming or anything, or is it more modules that you can work with pretty easily?
I hired a chick. I hired
Sounds
somebody.
good. Nice.
Yeah. Always hire. I'm so sick of trying to. I'm not that good at things. So I just don't. I try not to do that many things anymore. I'm always just like, who can do this? Who is good at this? I'm not good at this. I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm good at anything.
Meeting people and connecting people, right?
I am a super good. I am super. I am top 1%, if not less than that, good at people. Ain't
Mm-hmm.
not that many people in the world are as good at people as me. I love people so much. I have no like I have no overflow.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't get drained by people. There's not too many. I could talk to people all day for 10 hours a day every single day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Gets the extrovert there. Nice. Nice.
Yeah, well, I'm the most
So yeah, like,
extroverted person.
I was wondering, like that you said mentioned hiring people for things. Obviously, I mean, one of my questions on the list was just what have you hired people for? Sounds like it's gonna be a long list, and like, because the follow up to that would just be what is your like, how do you go about that process? Putting the right people in the right
Um,
slots.
yeah, I don't have a big business, so I can't claim that I'm any really good at this. I like I know where I'm really good at. I'm really good at getting something that doesn't exist to exist.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have a community, but you want one. All right, I'll create. I created the circle channel that we all use.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's perfect. It's just like, hey, we needed something, and nobody else. I just did it. And then I created the WhatsApp group.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Well, that's
Excuse me. Excuse me. And then you don't have a podcast. I'll create a podcast, and then where I'm really bad at is once it's created, somebody else needs to maintain the system. So
mm-hmm.
I have probably a 75% positive track record of hiring people, and then probably 25% where it's like I fail, or
Yeah.
sometimes you just have the wrong, you get the wrong person. But
Right.
you know, like understanding where you're good at, like what part of the systems process I'm good at is really important. I want to create new systems. I don't want to maintain, and I certainly don't want to optimize. Actually, I don't even create systems. I create sort of like I get products to market.
Mm-hmm.
I can go get customers. So I'm like, okay, you have a customer, they want this thing. It's like now somebody else needs to build a system around it. I have demand and I have a product.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no system for delivering that product to the demand. So somebody else needs to create a system. And then there's a third person in the world that can come in once a system already exists and is running, and they just need to maintain the system. And some people are really, really good at that. There's three boxes of people, and actually it's more like a spectrum, but like there's those three boxes. I know where I'm at in that box. So once you know where you're at in that box, you hire the other two.
Mm-hmm. Nice, and that's where your CRM
I've
comes
hired.
into play there.
That's where CRM. So some of the CRM comes into play for that, because a lot of that's just a lot of the CRM is for capital raising and marketing. Again, it's just corralling demand. But the CRM gives me a thing where it's like, okay, who's going to run the system? I'm not going to run it.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to send out the emails every month? I'm not going to run it. I'm not going to do that. I'll do my content, but that's it. The rental properties. I like going and getting rental properties or getting apartment buildings. I'm not going to run an apartment building.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. And I'm not organized. So I will go find a deal. I'm working on a deal right now. I'm working on a 168 unit. I found the deal. I found the operator. I found the equity partner. And I found the person who's going to do the back end ops. I just need to get them all to play nice with each other. And then the only thing that I'll do on an ongoing basis is talk to my investors.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, I'll take a share equal to that amount of work, but I only have to do the things I want to do. And all the things I'm bad at or I don't want to do, somebody else does.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nice. That's good. What are some of your strategies for time management?
None. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. I don't have time management. Let's see.
You get a lot done
Yeah,
though.
I'm
So
not
is it just focusing on the important things?
I don't think I get a lot done. What do you think I get done? That seems like a lot.
Bigger things. I mean, work on setting up the whole Better Life Tribe, coordinating a whole 168 unit transaction. You've got your photography business that you've got. I know you're managing the one. Got to be a partner there on the property. What is that? That's more like an East Coast property there with like bed and breakfast type setup there. So you're
Bed and breakfast.
doing big
That's a
things
luxury
there.
resort.
You're getting the big stuff done. It's what?
Yeah, that's a luxury resort. That's 440
Look,
acres of vineyard. Yeah,
vineyard.
yeah. I
Okay.
would not call
Okay.
it. Yeah, I would not call that a bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
It's a $12 million property.
Lots of bed and
It's a
breakfast
$12 million
there.
property as is. Yeah. Yeah. You know, that's an interesting point. I'll say this. You can work on small dollar projects or you can work on big dollar projects, but the amount of work and the amount of time and and the amount of effort doesn't change that much.
Hmm.
So if I go into, I mean, I do photo projects where I'm like, somebody will pay me $1,200 for a photo project, and I'll work on the same photo project for somebody else, and they'll pay me $4,000. Is the
Hmm.
work four times as good? It's like, no, I put out the same amount of work almost no matter what I do. Some
Hmm.
people just value certain work more, and some people just have more money. And
Hmm.
I can go work on Bohemia and and do my piece and contribute and try to be meaningful and get, you know, I can get a 6-figure GP slice for that deal because a
Hmm.
6-figure GP slice on a $12 million property is just not that much. But
Hmm.
if you go buy a $90,000 house, it's hard to make $100,000. No matter, and you'll do a way more work. So,
Hmm.
so doing big things and being good at time management, I don't believe are equal
Not equal. That's a good point.
or
Yeah,
correlated.
and I see that all the time in like real estate. I'm a residential realtor, and the $90,000 sales are usually 3 times as much work as the $400,000 or $500,000 sales. It's just the things that people get bent out of shape about on the little stuff is will bog you down forever, whereas it doesn't even hit the radar when it's on the bigger sales and transactions and just all sales right through, and you make 4 times as much money. So.
That's something that everybody can condition themselves to fix, by the way. Like, um, if yeah, whatever industry I go into, if I want to do real estate, that's why as soon as I got into real estate, I started buying single family homes, and I was like, oh, every time I do a transaction, it's the same amount of work. And then when I did my 24 unit, my first multifamily, it was the same amount of work, maybe 30% more work. But I bought $1 million property instead of a $60,000 house. So I bought
Hmm.
20x the amount of property basically for a bit of additional work. And I also, the benefits I got were way bigger. I get to work with
Hmm.
partners, which I like. I like spreading out like you do all the things I don't want to do. It was actually less hassle. And I get to pay investors, which is like the most, being able to pay investors is the best part of real estate, in my opinion, because um, now your decisions can make other people money, not just you, and that 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 puts so much goodwill into the universe. It's
Hmm.
it's so it's so
Hmm.
abundant. It's such a blessing to be
Hmm.
able to make other people money, so solve
Hmm.
other people's problems. So you can't do that with small deals. So what I found was, if you just go focus on bigger deals, you'll find that they're almost the same amount of work with way bigger upside, not just like financially, but like these secondary benefits. Like I said, partners, spreading out the risk, only doing the parts that you want to do, um,
Hmm.
and being able to help serve others while you're doing it for the same amount of
Hmm.
work. So
Hmm.
it's just a matter of what you focus on. If I was in residential real estate, it's like, yeah, you can focus on mobile homes, but those people are going to be like, for them, it's a lot of money. For the $400,000 house person, it's just less money. It's the same thing in cars. I used to sell cars. You go sell used like cars to people with 500 credit scores. It's like, dude, they're all hard to deal with, and you're talking about $10,000 cars. You go sell like, not maybe not like, I don't know. If you go sell Mercedes, it's like the majority of people that walk in that place are stretching to buy what is it, the C class Mercedes,
Hmm.
right? It's not like
Yeah.
people walking in there and they're like, I'm just writing checks for $160,000 cars every day. It's like that doesn't happen that much. But
Yeah.
most people who are stretched and broke don't walk in to the
Don't
Mercedes
even
store.
walk
They
in.
go to the Nissan
Right.
store.
Right.
So you just have a bit easier of a clientele because this is a luxury product. This is not a I need a car to get to work product.
Hmm.
Not to say that they can't be difficult, but the rate is less. And the work is the same. Selling cars is selling cars. Here's what it does. I already know what you need. You need a freaking car. You got to get it to work. Here's the white one. It's got leather seats. It's got good safety. What's important to you? Do you want a performance car? How many people are going to be driving it? It's just, it's the sales process is the same regardless of the product. Whether it's houses, cars, or the old sell me this pen. It's the same exact, the road to the sale is always the same. And so maybe not, it's, different when you get into things like real estate and like cameras and whatnot. It's maybe a little less because it's not such a product, it's more of a service or like more of a custom thing. But at the end of the day, whatever industry you're in, if you can just go deal with rich people, it's just life is easier. Life is just easier. You make more. They're easier to deal with. Everybody's happier. Not to say that's not pain in the ass. There's always going to be what I call the F customer. But anyways, I'm rambling. But you said like, oh, it looks like you're doing big things. And I'm like, I'm doing the same things as you. I just choose to focus on as big a projects as I can stomach.
So it's just the choice to do that instead of, if you just let whatever walks in the door, if you just take whatever walks in the door, you're going to be stuck with, the smaller things there, but just making that intentional choice to focus on the big things. And yeah.
That's actually interesting. That's maybe. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, I was just reading that 10x is easier than 2x book. They did that in the book club there last month, and I'm finishing that up, and that is the general principle there, just letting that 80% go. That's everything you're saying here with what you haven't, the things you're not good at, the things you don't like to do, letting it go, and then focusing on the 20% or focusing on the bigger transaction, and life just gets easier.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm bad at so many things, and I'm just learning how to. I mean, it's hard in the beginning because you don't have infinite money. I don't have infinite money, so it's always like, how do you hire great people at cheap prices? It's it's hard, but a couple of $12 million properties you close, you can hire some people that can help you out, and then that's not easy either, right? Like I have, you always have people that are. I have some great people. I'm so lucky. I have some unbelievable people. I have a property manager who's a partner of mine that just. Like Roderick is a cornerstone of my life because he takes care of 60 doors for me. I think nothing of them. The money comes in. He's trustworthy, and he works hard, and he just does it. So, not everybody has that. I'm blessed. I'm lucky. I also went through 3 property managers before him. I also sent him 300 of his 500 customer property management portfolio are people I sent.
Yeah. That helps.
Again,
you're client number one.
What's my strength? I'm client number one. What's my strength? My strength is sending people. My strength is people. You want to invest in North Carolina? You want it to be easy? Get this guy. And he's good. So it's like so it works. So people are like, yeah, freaking Roderick's great. So, again, it's that same thing where I'm like, dude, I've made him so much money, so he makes me so much money, and now we just try to find deals to work on together. But I'm doing my part, and he's doing his part.
Yeah. Well, and trial and error to find the right guy, like you said you had 3 or 4 before him that weren't doing what you wanted. So, yeah, that's a big part of it there. What is as far as building this relationship?
Everything is trial.
As far as building that relationship, like with that property manager, like what are some key things there? And obviously, sending them the business is gonna, he's gonna value, your relationship there, and just sending them the business. What are there other aspects of that relationship that help you find him and help you develop that relationship?
Jesse, are you asking me how to make friends?
In a professional setting, yeah.
Are you an introvert or an extrovert by nature? Oh, you hear me?
No, I lost it, garbled up there a little bit.
Are you an introvert or an extrovert by nature?
I'm more of the introvert. Yeah.
All right. How do you build a relationship with somebody in a professional setting? Well, I'll say this. at the end of the day, people are not businesses. People are people. So relationship building is relationship building. It's almost irrelevant uh, what context it's in, because a person's a person. You can make them rich, but if you don't give a shit about them, then they're not going to give a shit about you. So the number one thing that I do that is hard for other people, or they don't think about it, or they don't, maybe it doesn't come naturally, I don't know. But the number one thing that I do that I notice that other people aren't as good at, and sorry, I have got to turn this thing off. I hate this new gestures. The number one thing that I do that other people don't seem to do or be good at, or maybe they don't know it or whatever, is I maintain a super high level of give a shit about individuals. I just genuinely care. I go out of my way to call them. I tell them I appreciate them. I think about them. I want to make their life better. I don't do it as a tit for tat. I don't expect reciprocity. I just give a shit about people. That's why I do this call. That's why I do these calls. I'm like, hey, can I serve you? Can I make your life better? I don't need anything from it. I don't have any agenda. So that makes relationship building very easy.
Yep.
If you also send people a bunch of business, that fucking helps. If you can be friends with people and get rich with people, there's no other. Life is so, like, there is no better relationship building. So I will say that you cannot have one without. You can have one and still fail. You can have one and still fail. If you make somebody money and they don't like you, you are a dollar amount away of getting boxed out.
Right. Yeah,
so
makes sense.
Somebody else could come along and make Roderick more money, but we'll still always be friends, because I call him and just say, I get a check in the mail from my investments that I don't see and I don't think about, and he just takes care of it. And then so I could just I appreciate it. So I call him and I say, hey, I appreciate you. How's your family? What can we do? What can I do to help? What are you working on? Like, be a friend. I don't even, honestly, I don't even do it that. Look, we've been friends for a long time now, but it's not like, this is not like two things. This is not something I do every single day by any means. So this is not like a giant workload. Secondly, this is not something this is not a chore for me. This is something I genuinely think. I know I would want that. I know if I was helping somebody out and they were like, and they appreciated me, I know that I would want them to tell me, because that's what I appreciate, is when somebody appreciates me. So I just try to treat people better than, like, we're in a competition. Let's put it that way. Here's maybe a better example. You and I are in a competition for partners. Now, you're going to go, I'm going to pay these people more than you. And I'm going to pay them, you're going to pay them more in money, and I'm going to pay them more in appreciation. And I bet you I will win. Let's put it that way. Is that a good way to, like, explain, like, how do you do relationships? I'm competing for people's affection.
Oh yeah, it's always the stronger tie there. That exceeds the dollar amount every time. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, other than that, dude, it's just people are an investment. It's not complicated. Like, I don't have any like super good advice for you, like, in terms of.
No, I
like,
think I get what you're saying.
It's like,
and I do that with real estate myself. With clients, and my business is very sphere based. And I love holding client appreciation events and sending out cards and letters and staying in touch with past clients and seeing how things are going. So, I people ask me where I get my business from a lot of times. I don't, it's not like I prospect. I just stay in touch with the people that I know, and just be in flow with them there. So it's probably the biggest thing I needed to be more efficient is just hiring out more of the things that I don't like doing, and getting more efficient on that kind of stuff, and then also looking into the bigger deals, pursuing the bigger opportunities, instead of getting bogged down with the small stuff. So, yep.
Yeah. Um, that is, yeah. I'm getting better at it. So I can't say that like, I'm not perfect and never will be. I know that when I was spending every day and I woke up and I was looking through the MLS and I was talking to wholesalers and I was looking for single family deals, I got a lot of single family deals. And when I started looking for multifamily deals and talking about multifamily deals and saying to the world, I'm going to buy multifamily, those opportunities started coming across my desk. They're fewer, and you're back to square one. Like once you're an agent and you know how to close a deal, you get that confidence about you, and then people know you can close, and then people bring you deals, and yada yada yada. Multifamily, you're starting from scratch. Nobody's bringing you multifamily deals, and then until you start closing them, and you're like, "Yo, I got a couple of deals." Now people are like, "Oh, he closes. He's a real buyer." It starts to help. So it's just that momentum machine. But like if you, Oscar Wilde, a man is what he thinks about all day long. And so if you want to go do bigger deals, you fucking think about bigger deals all day. And you stop thinking about single family. And that's hard because you probably make all your living on single family right now. And so it's hard to do that transition. But maybe a portion of the day, maybe every time you talk to a client and you just say, hey, I want to buy 100 units in Ohio. Do you know anybody? No? Great, no problem. What have you done? You've planted a seed. You planted a seed. I just tell people, hey, I'm trying to buy I'm trying to buy luxury, historic site resorts in New Jersey and Maryland, or I'm trying to buy big multifamily in Des Moines, Iowa. If you hear anything about Des Moines, Iowa, and big multifamily deals, you call me first. Deal?
I'll let you know.
Next month I'm going to move to Austin. I need to know every single human being you know in Austin, Texas. Right? You start telling people those sort of things, and it's like, okay, Jesse's like, well, that didn't fuck it. Jesse's not going to bring me a deal in Des Moines. He doesn't know anybody in Des Moines. Not the point. The point is that you talk about it every time. And when you condition yourself to talk about it every time, then people are like, oh, turns out I do have 100 units in Des Moines, or I do have a luxury property in Maryland, or I do have my best friend happens to live in Austin. You start telling people.
A week later, it comes across there, and now you're, I do know someone who's interested in that, and turns everyone else into a networker there. So
it's not rocket surgery. It's the same thing you did with single family. You just conditioned everybody in your network to think of you as the realtor or whatever it is that they think of you. You conditioned them, so you just have to condition them now to be like, oh, by the way, actually, I'm this over here, or I'm both. Right? I'm all real estate in this
right
in this area. So
investing
just like
in real estate and everything.
Yeah. When people ask me what I'm going to do, like I never tell them. I never say single family anymore.
All the multifamily there.
Yeah, multifamily, or a lot of it's people. A lot of it's that camera. Like, hey, I want to create media for syndicators to help them raise money. So now the syndicators call me and they're like, how much does it cost to do a documentary? It's like, oh, it's this. Also, I'll help you raise $1 million. So I want a GP slice. They're like, great. Boom. That's how you get on a big deal. You're like, I help you raise a little bit of money, and I did some media, and now I earn 6 figures. Can I do that 5 times a year? Yes, I most certainly can.
Create value for everybody involved there.
Yeah. So again, I know it took me a long time to say it, but like the idea is like very, 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 very simple. It's, where do you want to go? And then just tell everybody that's where you're going, and it will be self-prophesizing because they'll believe you, and then they'll take you there.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of I'm trying to think of an example, but like some of these marketing guys, like Alex Hormozy, he's this big marketing guy, and I'm like, is he? All I know is that he says he's made all this money doing marketing, but I don't know what he's actually made. I just know what he says. But because it's these big numbers, and because he's so good at the marketing, and because he said he's so good at it, he gets this giant audience, and now it's like self-fulfilling. I don't know. Like, was Donald Trump a billionaire before he told everybody he was a billionaire and got him to give him their money? I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. But the point is, you like tell people, like, I don't know. Elon Musk has been saying for 15 years now, like, Tesla's the biggest electric car company in the world. right? And so like
Right.
they treat him as such. So if you want to go do big deals, go tell, hey, I'm buying 100 units in Ohio. Haven't found it yet, but that's what I'm doing. And then people are like, yo, Jesse can do it, man. He's just so confident. Oh, turns out I
Yeah.
have one. Here you go. It works.
Now
It
I
works.
now I have done it. Now that it's been done. Yeah.
Yeah. Then you go say, I'm going to do 200 units. And that'll be the same thing.
Hmm.
It's crazy. Yeah. But it works.
Well, thanks for taking some time today. I appreciate it. Sounds good. Good
Yeah, man.
info.
I'm sorry to rant. Hopefully it was useful.
Good stuff. No, it just helps to every bit helps to focus and helps to yeah, add a little bit to the tool bag there. So
Yeah. Is that what are you doing? What are you doing now?
pardon?
What are you doing now? You're doing agent, single family agent in Ohio.
Single family agent, but I own some small multifamily properties, 2, 3, 4 units. So we got like 24 doors that we own, and yeah, hired a property management company for some of those over the last couple years. So, yep, that and residential real estate are the main things.
Okay. What are you trying to hire for?
Um, well, nothing specifically, but it's just kind of I have someone on my team that handles a lot of our marketing and prospecting, mailings, things like that. Um, so I'm trying to kind of expand her role into helping with more of the, you know, uh, prospecting for deals and things that are out there. So we've got some people in place. Just need to educate them on the right roles and the things that I want them to jump into to take stuff off my plate.
Yeah, I'm not great at it, to be honest, but I know I just keep trying, doing what you're doing, talking to people, asking for help. Like, you know, yeah, yeah.
That's definitely the thing I need to be
One
better
thing,
on is just the asking and putting it out there and bringing it up in conversation. I mean, I don't like talking about myself and that kind of stuff, but it's just putting it out there as to what you're doing, what you're interested in. I can definitely see the value in
yeah,
that.
yeah. You can't help unless you ask, and you can't ask unless you tell people what you need help with. So,
Hmm.
I hear you. I think that's a very common thing.
Hmm.
I don't really feel like I don't like talking about myself that much, but also I feel like I do a pretty good job of putting myself out there. So, there is a way to do it.
Yeah.
There is a way to
Yeah.
do it. And you run a local meetup. That's so valuable.
Hmm.
Yeah,
We've tried to,
that's
we're
hyper
trying to get
valuable.
something together. There's probably 4 or 5 Better Life Tribe members kind of in Northeast Ohio that we're trying to get everybody together on for whatever, lunch or something and just meet up. So
Do you do a local real estate investor meetup?
I go to one, yeah, there's a Akron, Cleveland, REIA, so I go to that one and um, they have some breakfasts, like weekly breakfasts that I started going to. So
Nice.
yeah.
All right, dude. Well, keep me in the loop. Are you going to Denver?
I'm not. We already had a different conference scheduled for that same weekend, and I'm super bummed about it. So I keep hearing about it every week, and would like to go, but we'll have to hit some other one up or some other of the events throughout the year here. Get to in person.
All right. Well, we'll see you at the next one at least.
I'll do my best to be there. Thanks a lot, Alex. Have a good one.
All right, my dude. Be well, buddy. Yeah, you too.
Yep. Bye now.